Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you are living isn't really yours. Every decision you've made, every sacrifice you've endured, every mask you've worn, all of it just to conform to what others expected of you. But deep inside there has always been a voice, a silent voice drowned out by responsibilities, the need for approval and the fear of disappointing others. Then comes a moment, a precise instant, when everything changes. It is as if a veil is torn away, and for the first time you see reality for what it truly is. You realize that you've spent your life putting others first and forgetting yourself. Carl Jung once said that the most important journey we can make is the one within ourselves. But choosing yourself is not easy. It means facing your fears, refusing to please everyone, and having the courage to say no to everything that does not reflect your true essence. And yet, it is precisely in this moment that real transformation begins. Today I want to take you on a profound journey. I want to show you what happens when you finally choose yourself above all else. It will not be an easy journey, but one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. The moment. Everything changes. There is a moment in life when, without warning, something inside you breaks. Looking at yourself in the mirror, you realize that for too long you have lived for others. You said yes when you wanted to say no. You stifled your desires to meet other people's expectations. You sought approval instead of authenticity. You adapted to be accepted, forgetting the most important person of all, yourself. And then something happens, an internal tear, an emptiness that you can no longer ignore. It is your inner self finally making itself heard, asking you, "What if for once I chose me?" It is a simple but powerful question, because that is when your transformation begins. Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of modern psychology, left us a profound message. Man's fulfillment comes through the discovery of himself. Yet this journey toward authenticity is one of the most difficult to face, because choosing yourself is not just a personal decision, it is a revolution. The world changes. When you choose yourself, when you finally decide to put yourself first, the world around you reacts. Some will look at you suspiciously. Others will feel threatened by your newfound confidence. They may criticize you, tell you that you've changed, that you've become selfish. But the truth is you haven't changed. You've simply gone back to being who you always were. The problem is that many people were used to seeing you as compliant, always ready to sacrifice yourself for their sake. Now that you have decided to say no, to set boundaries, and to follow your own path without constantly seeking approval from others, their equilibrium is broken. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because your transformation forces them to look inside themselves. And not everyone is ready to do that. Jung understood this well. When you choose to live authentically, not everyone will follow you, but those who remain will be the people who see you for who you really are, not for the role you once played for them. The power of inner freedom. For years you sought external confirmation. You strived to be the person other people wanted, believing that only this way would you obtain love, acceptance, and respect. But the reality is different. Your true strength has never been outside. It has always been inside you. When you finally choose yourself, something incredible happens. You realize you no longer have to prove anything to anyone. You are no longer afraid of disappointing others, of being judged, of not being enough. You stop chasing approval and discover that the greatest freedom is living according to your truth. Jung spoke of individuation, the process by which a person becomes the most authentic version of themselves. Not the one that society imposes, not the one family expects, but the one that resonates with their soul. The greatest consequence of this process is liberation. You will feel lighter, stronger, more connected to your true nature, because for the first time in your life, you are walking in the right direction. The past no longer holds power over you. Until now, every choice you made was conditioned by the need to please, by the fear of rejection, and by the desire to feel accepted. But when you finally choose yourself, the past loses its power. You will no longer feel the need to justify who you are. You will no longer be afraid of those who do not understand your journey. You will stop trying to fill the void with the approval of others. because you will understand a fundamental truth: you are enough unto yourself. Jung said that the journey toward the self requires courage, and that courage comes when you stop looking for answers outside and begin finding them within. The universe responds with synchronicity. Have you ever noticed that when you make an authentic decision, everything seems to align? New people enter your life. Opportunities that once seemed impossible open up before you. Everything happens with an almost magical precision. Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity. When you choose yourself, the world responds. Energies realign, wrong situations fade, and in their place comes what you truly need to grow. This is not magic. It is the natural consequence of living in coherence with your essence. But be careful. Synchronicity does not mean everything will be easy or that you won't face obstacles. You may encounter doubts, resistance, or old fears resurfacing. People may try to pull you back, but in those moments, you must trust what you feel. If doors open effortlessly, if new connections enter your life exactly when you need them, it is not coincidence. It is the sign that you are on the right path, finally walking in tune with your true self. You will learn to be alone. And love. Every moment, one of the scariest things about choosing yourself is that, at first, you may feel alone. But loneliness is not an enemy. It is an opportunity to rediscover yourself, to heal, and to build the life you truly desire. Over time, something incredible happens. You start to love your own company. You realize that you no longer need toxic people, that you no longer have to accept less than you deserve. You understand something fundamental. You are enough, always. At first, loneliness feels like a burden, a void you want to fill. You may feel tempted to return to old habits or relationships that no longer resonate with you. But if you can embrace this moment, you will realize it is not an absence but a new space, free and full of possibilities. That is where real transformation begins. You will rediscover forgotten passions, desires you once set aside. And the moment you stop fearing loneliness, something shifts. You are no longer seeking someone to complete you, because you finally understand that you are already complete. The choice that changes everything. Carl Jung left us a special message. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. The life you want will not come from the outside. It will not be born from what others think of you. It will not come from your fear of disappointing someone. It will come from the most important decision of all, the decision to choose yourself. If these words resonate within you, know that this is only the beginning. The road ahead is long, but it is yours. No one can walk it for you. So ask yourself, are you ready to make the choice that will change your life? Choosing yourself is an act of inner revolution. It means stopping the endless effort to please others and beginning to live in alignment with who you truly are. The journey will not always be easy. It may feel lonely at times, but it will lead to a more authentic and meaningful life. Fear of change is natural. A part of you will always want to cling to the comfort of the past, but remaining chained to a life that does not feel like yours is far more painful than facing the unknown. Jung taught us that every great change begins when we find the courage to look inside, to listen to our inner voice, and to transform our shadows into strength. There is no perfect moment to begin. The perfect time is now. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to know where this choice will take you. You just need to take the first step, a step toward yourself, a step toward freedom, a step toward the life you were meant to live. Remember, life does not begin when everything is perfect. Life begins the moment you decide to truly be yourself,